Fashion is anything which is you and reflects your personality. And if you are comfortable with what you're wearing, you'll look trendy and fashionable for sure. Wishing everyone a pleasant morning on this special day, I, Ms. Carol Bendren-Noruna, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, would like to extend a cordial welcome to one and all gathered here for the launching ceremony of B.A.Degree in Communication Design and Fashion Design. Prayer is an invocation of the heart, a calling forth of divine energies to be manifested in one's life. Time spent in prayer refreshes, renews and strengthens. I now call upon Mr. Syed Adib Ashraf of 2nd BCom FTA to lead us into prayer. Let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Read, in the name of your Lord who created humans from a clinging cloth. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught humanity what they knew not.
A warm welcome is the first sign of hospitality. Words of welcome fill an occasion with warmth and makes one feel that he is meant to be there. I now request our dear principal, Dr. Arun Bhagwat, to deliver the welcome address and introduce the guests to the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. It's a moment of great privilege and honor to me to extend a hearty welcome to you all for today. And it's an important event and a milestone event in the history of Yenepoya Institute of Arts, Science, Commerce and Management, as we are launching a new B.A. degree program in Communication Design and Fashion Design. We had our programs, as you know, we are a constituent unit of Yenepoya University, the university which was established in 2008, and we currently have 10 constituent units under it, and Yenepoya Institute of Arts, Science, Commerce and Management is one of the constituent unit of Yenepoya University, which is accredited NAAC A+, as well as consistently ranked among top 100 universities in the country. We are also ranked by Times and other national and international ranking and rating agencies. Since establishment at ARC, we have been imparting quality education, the development of the quality education system, which largely lies on the committed members of the faculty, quality infrastructure, supportive administration, and the large pool of learning resource and hard-working and brilliant students. We have been offering programs in commerce, management, and science till now. Now, this is the first time we are venturing into arts programs, and in collaboration with ISDC, this program is being launched. In our college, we believe inspiring minds, improving intellectual and physical abilities, and building characters. It's not only degree, it is but to build the characters. We will inculcate personal excellence and care to all the students. Our students are involved in various societal activity other than the routine classroom teaching activities, and also we believe in improving their intellectual and physical abilities, for which we have a curricular and co-curricular activities designed. It's basically, as per the NEP, we are delivering a holistic education to all our students. The major purpose of having this kind of program is to align ourselves into the NEP 2020. You all know that NEP 2020 has been a landmark document in terms of reforming Indian education system. The multidisciplinarity is something key in NEP, where the student has an option or a flexibility to move from one branch, one course to other, and he is in the heart of learning. He is going to decide how he wants to shape his career. He is going to basket it, and based on that, he is going to claim the credit. Multiple entry exits have been clearly defined, and students have now option to pursue anything he really passionate about. So that's the whole idea, to create that pool. These programs, if you look at the programs which currently are undergoing in our institution, 99.9% of the programs are embedded with industries. All the programs are embedded with industries, and they are all of global repute. So none of our programs are in a routine way of courses. Having said that, at ASIM we strongly also believe that students are at the heart of learning, as I said, and towards this every attempt now is being made to adopt increased flexibility and choice of subjects across various programs under arts, humanities, commerce, management, and science and technology, and online and other vocational programs. We have also started this year quite a few online programs, as well as we are also venturing into new programs in the areas of education and leadership. The students are provided with relevant skills and value-added courses leading to holistic development. The student-centric approach adopted by the institution makes the student the characters to customize their education, enabling them to decide on the most appropriate learning methods while providing educational leverage for the students to be a lifelong learner. That's the whole purpose of having such programs. To witness this moment today, we have among us the inspirational leaders and the great administrators with us. Today's president of today's function, we have Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, chief guest of this inaugural program. I would like to give a brief overview. Ashish SK embarked on his journey in the field of arts and media in 1985, and since he has immersed himself into pursuit of conceiving sustainable careers in film, animation, visual effects, gaming, visual arts, and graphic design in India. His presence in the field of the arts commenced with the animation industry, the seed of which had only been planted in the fertile grounds of Indian economy at the turn of the century. At this early stage, he jump-started the sprouting of the animation industry in India by facilitating outsourcing projects in the country with the animation giants such as Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, and DreamWorks. By introducing India as a new outsourcing platform for animation, he had created the opportunity for Indian animation services to grow to international standards. He also produced ad films for All Out, Flying Machine, Max Candy, and Max Ice Cream for HLL, Nestle, Venture Cuisine, and Kellogg's. He has created Skill India logo. I think quite a few know about it. He also has created the promotional films from Jandan Yojana, Skill India, Maharashtra Tourism, National Environmental Engineering, NEERI, we call it as NEERI to name a few. He has been appointed on the Indian Animation, Visual Effects, Gaming and Comics Task Forces recently formed by Government of India under the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Ashish is the chairman of Animation, VFX, Gaming and Comics AVGG Forum at FICCI, and has been persistently engaged in AVGC policymakers in India and central, state level and national and international levels. On behalf of Yenepoya deemed to be universities, I welcome Mr. Ashish to this inaugural program, as well as I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor and President of today's function, Professor Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, to hand over the sapling. Another dignitary among us, Dr. Tom Joseph, who has been an Executive Director and Strategy Development at ISH. This is a partnering organization with us today. Dr. Tom is a self-driven edu-entrepreneur and has been an active profile in the education and training industry, because we have almost since a few years we have been tying up for various programs with this organization successfully. And he is one among the founding members of ISDC, that's International Skill Development Corporation, which is a UK-based and skilling company having global operations. He has proven his skills for designing innovative education and skill development models, physical and digital education infrastructure creation, sustainable M&A practices in the education sector. He also represents ISDC as an institution of analytics, that's IOA, which is a global professional body for data science and analytics at AI Society International, a society for advancement of artificial intelligence and education. He is an active advocate for promoting design education globally and sits at the Executive Council of World Design Council, UK. He is one of the founding members of Bengaluru Design Festival, which is the world's largest design festival. In 2021, he co-founded UK, that is USDC, that's United Skills Development Corporation, an education technology company focusing on online higher education along with Vishal Chandraj. Within the short span of since its inception, USDC has grown up to be one of India's most prominent online degree program with its unique partnership with leading universities in the country. He worked closely with various international organizations and local governments. He is the Vice President of ELF UK, Empowering Lives Foundation, which is a registered charity based out of Buckinghamshire, United Kingdom, where he is actively involved at many activities to create a social impact. Under his strategic leadership, ISDC has expanded to many international markets, introduced dynamic products, acquired many education models, and also created high-value joint ventures and partnerships with various organizations. On behalf of Yenepoya deemed to be University, it's our privilege to welcome him to this inaugural program. We have another dignitary with us, Mr. Varun Balasubramanian. Currently, he is the project head at Creative Education at ISDC. He has overall of 19 years of experience as an academician and entrepreneur, and he forte has been academic management, international university liaison, design and develop new programs in the field of design and media. At ISDC, he is responsible to lead the creative education as a strategic business unit. On behalf of Yenepoya deemed to be University, I welcome Mr. Varun Balasubramanian to this inaugural function. Now I request Controller of Examination of Yenepoya deemed to be University, Dr. Nandish, to hand over the sapling. Actually doesn't need an introduction. He is well known to all of us. Professor Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor and a leader of this institution, as well as he is well known for his programs across the country. A surgical oncologist, has been providing a dedicated medical service to the people of this country for last 30 years as a cancer surgeon and teacher and educationalist. He has performed hundreds of major, supra-major cancer surgeries in the head and neck region, the breast, gastrointestinal areas. His unique contribution is in the field of limb-saving surgery for bone tumors and development of reconstructive surgery and microvascular surgeries in the institution. He has been instrumental in development of minimal access surgery in Kidwai Hospital at Bengaluru, and he has been conferred with honorary FRCS by the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Glasgow, in 2007. He has been honorary secretary of Surgical Society of Bangalore and Karnataka State Chapter Association of Surgeons of India and honorary secretary of Indian Association of Surgical Oncology. He is a former president of Indian Association of Surgical Oncology, and presently he is a vice president of Ostomeds India. Recently, he has been trained in robotic surgery, which has been established in Yenepoya Medical College, Yenepoya University, which is one of the country's leading training centers in robotic surgery, where he is currently working as Vice Chancellor since last 7 years at this institution, and also a Professor of Surgical Oncology since 2015. I extend you a very warm welcome, sir. We have Professor Gangadhar Somayaji, who is currently the Registrar of Yenepoya University. He is also an ENT surgeon by profession and serving as a professor in the Department of ENT. He has graduated from KMC Manipal in the year 1993 and completed his MS ENT from Bangalore Medical College in 1997 and has been teaching profession since then. At Yenepoya, he was initially a professor and then a HOD, and now since last October 2018, he is leading this university at the position of the registrar. He is specialized in micro-ear surgeries, endoscopic sinus surgeries. He has been published more than 70 research articles and many posters and papers in national and international conferences. He authored several UG textbooks for undergraduates, and he has been a life member of several societies. We welcome you, sir. Dr. B.T. Nandish requires no, as you are aware, it doesn't need an introduction because he has been controller of examination and the key man in running our examinations. And he has pursued his post-graduation from College of Dental Sciences, again from Manipal in 2000. His doctoral studies was on recycling of waste metal casting alloys used in dentistry. He is from dental background. With 21 years of experience, he started his administrative career as an assistant registrar in admissions in 2014, which subsequently he has been promoted as deputy controller of examination in 2015, and since 2017 he has been the controller of examination in this university. I extend you a very warm welcome, sir. I also extend a warm welcome to all gathered here today, professionals, my team, and all the media, as well as all the people who have come as invitees. Thank you one and all.
I would like to call upon Mr. Varunan Balasubramanian to introduce the course to the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the dignitaries, and good morning, teachers, faculty members, and students over here. My name is Varunan Balasubramanian. Dr. Arun had already introduced about me. We are here today to witness a very important event in the history of Yenepoya and ISTC and also Bangalore, because we are launching two programs in the field of creative education, BA Communication Design and Fashion Design programs. In Communication Design, we have three different pathways: animation, visual effects, and graphic design, and fashion design course as well. So today what I thought I would talk to all of you over here, because I have a lot of students over here, so I thought I would try to explain you what this creative education is all about. And how do we teach this creative education? What is this happening inside this courses like animation or communication design or fashion? What does it all mean? Instead of getting into the curriculum and syllabus and what's going on all that, I'll just tell you a small story, okay? A story which happened between me and my student, and how we teach and what is the outcome that happens by end of this course. So, as Sir had already introduced about me, I'm a teacher, so I've been teaching over years, and I've been teaching a lot of students. So once I had a student with me, and he was very irregular, took classes, and he never comes to college and all that. So you know what typically happens, right, in a student's life. So this happened. And I, being the head of that school, I had the responsibility to talk to the student, because my teachers were coming and telling me that Varun, the student is never coming to college, and he's been bunking the class for a long time. So I think we need to let him go. This education is not for him. So I said, fine, let me have a word with the student. So I called the student, and he came in with, you know how creative students are, right? They're not as beautiful as you with all these ties and suits, and you guys look great. But these creative students all come with baggy pants and torn jeans, and then almost I was scared his pants was going to fall down or what. So he came like that into my office and said, yeah. And I said, buddy, what's happening, man? You've not been coming to class, and what's going on? Do you want to continue the education, or what's happening? Then he told me, sir, I mean, your classes are boring. I was like, what? I'm the head of the institution, and then you tell me on my face that your classes are boring? Okay, I need to accept it, okay? Then I said, okay, buddy, let's do a challenge. I'll give you 15 days time, okay? You prove to me that you're intelligent, and If you prove to me that you have the creative intelligence, then I'll continue your education in this college. But in this 15 days, if you don't prove yourself to be creatively intelligent, then I will have to let you go off. Are we having a deal? He said, yes. Then he came to me the next day, the day one starts, and he said, what do I do? I said, go figure it out. And he said, no, like, give me something that I have to do. I said, you need to resolve a problem. What is design education? Design is about solving problems. That is what design is all about. So you need to solve a problem in 15 days and it needs to be impactful for the society. Then he said, where do I start? I said, go figure it out. Then he came back the next day and he said, sir, I have a lot of problems in the society. I went to Google and I searched and I see problems about food, problems about poverty, problems about women's safety. I said, yes, we all know about that. There are a lot of problems, but what are you going to do? Then he said, I'm going to solve some of the problems. Then I said, which one do you want to solve? He said, I don't know. Then I said, go figure it out. And the next day, he came back again and they said, sir, I found a problem. I'm going to solve food problem. I said, everybody knows there is a food problem and what are you going to do about it? He said, I don't know. I said, go figure it out. So my simple answer was always that. And days passed on. So this guy, what he did was he went around the city and he tried to find out where all food problem is there. We all know that food is being wasted in a lot of places, right? So we know food is wasted in hotels and food is wasted in marriages and all that. So he came back and told me, you know, sir, I went to a marriage and I saw a lot of food being wasted. I said, yes, food is being wasted. We all know that. What are you going to do about it? Then he said, I don't know. Then I said, go find it out. Then he asked me, how do I find a solution? Design is always like this. The answer to a problem is always in the problem. It's never elsewhere. So I said, if you find your problem as food is being wasted in the marriages, then go to marriages. Then he said, there are no marriages happening in my family. Then I said, go to someone's family marriage. Go. Then he gate crashed marriages. So he just goes there and attends a lot of marriages without being invited, and he eats food there. And he tries to find out what's happening. And there he saw, by around 8:30 or 9 p.m. in the evening, a lot of food was being wasted. And he went and talked to the caterers over there. He asked, like, sir, I see a lot of food is being wasted. What do you do? The caterer said that all the food that is being wasted, we call some NGOs and we give the food to them. Then he came back and told me, sir, I saw this. They told that NGOs are taking the food away. So it's there. Then I said, then the problem is solved. What are you going to do about it? There is already a solution. What are you going to do about it? Then he said, I don't know. Then I told him, go figure it out. Okay. Then he again goes back. By this time, he will be having all the cuss words in his mind. What is this teacher, asking me always go back, go back, go back. And this time he has attended around 6 to 7 marriages, and then he came back and said, this time what I did? I went to the NGO. I went and talked to them. And the NGO said that yes, we get calls from wedding caterers. We go collect the food, whichever is excess food over there, and we go and give it to people who are associated. Because NGOs, how they operate, right? They have some communities like orphanages or old ages or something like that. So we go give food to them. Then he came back and he was like blank. By this time, almost 10-12 days have gone. So he didn't have much of an idea what to do. Then I told him, go again to marriages. Every time you have a problem, you're stuck, your answer is always in the problem. Go back to the problem. So this time, something different happened to him. So when he went to the marriage, he saw that the food which is being excess and which is a waste is going to NGOs only, but there are a lot of people on the roads who are not having food. They are not associated with NGOs. How do I get the food across to them? So then he came back to me and said, sir, I think there is some problem because food is getting wasted, NGOs are taking it, but there are people on the roads who do not get access to these foods which is excess in the marriage. Then I said, yes, that's a problem. We don't have a solution for this. Then he asked, like, how do I resolve this problem? I said, I don't know. You will have to go figure it out. Then again he goes back and attends 1 or 2 more marriage, and then he has an idea. Design is about idea, solving problems. He understands, because he went to a lot of marriages, he understands why people go to marriage. Why do we go to marriage? Anybody? To eat food? Yeah, we do that. And also, we would go to marriage to bless the couple there, all right? So that's why we go to marriage. So he saw in a marriage, there were around 1,000 people who were attending marriages, 1,000 people were attending to bless the couple. So he had an idea. The next marriage that was going to happen, and apparently it was in his own family marriage. So he went and talked to the couple and said that, I have an idea, can you implement this in your marriage? They said, what? He said, I'm designing a bag which is called Bless You. Can you put the excess food in that bag and give it to the people who are attending your marriage? In Indian custom, we have a return tambulam, right? A return gift. Whoever attends marriages, when they go out, they get a return gift, right? So he came with the idea of designing a bag called Bless You. And then he said, he asked the couples to put that excess food inside that bag, pack it, and give it as a return gift to the people who attend that marriage. So in that marriage, 1,000 people attended, and 1,000 people took 1,000 different packets of food and went in 1,000 different directions and fed 1,000 people on the roads who were not having food. They didn't throw the food away because this is something which is called Bless You. Okay, they don't want to throw the blessing away. Okay, so that is the power of design solution. So that is what design means. We create design programs. We teach students to solve problems. Our classes are not inside classrooms. Our classes are in the problems. Wherever we have problems, we have our classrooms there. So students who are studying communication design, students who are studying fashion design will be working on real-time problems in Mangalore and will be changing the way that people live and work in Mangalore. So that's the power of design education. So having said that, at Yenepoya University, we are launching these two programs, which is going to bring phenomenal changes to the city of Mangalore. Right? And I really look forward for all your support to make this happen. And thank you so much, and all the best to the dear students.
Thank you, sir. Now we will have our traditional lamp lighting ceremony. I now request all the dignitaries on the desk to light the lamp and symbolically inaugurate. To speak a few words.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Vijay Kumar, Honorable Registrar Dr. Gangadhar, Dr. Arun Bhagwat, Dr. Savita, Dr. Shripad Roy, Dr. Sharina, Dr. Nandish, Dr. Sivan, Dr. Narayanan, Mr. Abdul, and my friends Tom and Varunan. It gives me a great pleasure to be with you all at Bangalore today. It's quite a historic city. I've been here for the purpose of promoting education several times in the last 25 years, and especially starting creative education. As you all know, friends, that when we became independent 75 years ago, and we wanted to become an industrial nation at that point in time, and we chose that we go the way the socialism would do. Today we are in the mix combination of socialism and capitalism both put together and trying to arrive at a new model which is kind of working. But at that point in time, as we wanted to design our education system, we believe that the science and commerce is the two things which are going to help us immensely. And whatever little we thought about the arts was always thought in the pretext of philosophy, psychology, literature, and if it came to something else was commerce and a few other things. We forgot about creative arts, performing arts, design, sports, earth sciences, and many such topics, and we continued with that for almost about 73 years. Then, as Dr. Bhagwat said, that we had the National Education Policy, and to my knowledge, India in the future would be defined pre-NEP 2020 and post-NEP 2020 because it's a redefining moment in the history of Indian education. And also, what he very nicely talked about is character building. It's education is something that actually gets you to realize how to do things in the right way and what is wrong and what is right. But how you behave is the character that you build. And mind you, if the intervention of the creative education or music into the school education as kids grew up, as you learned mathematics, if you learned even the dance or singing or anything to do with the creative arts or performing arts, you would have come up like a very different person because your cognitive development would be very different. And let me take you to a small story which would tell you why we are saying that design as an education has to be an integral part of school education and university education and the way of your life. 10,000 years ago, we used to stay in caves, and so were animals living in caves. The tigers and the lions and everybody lived in caves. They would come out, hunt for food. But there was some element of design in the human beings on the top of their brain that they decided wearing clothes. Then came a situation that they started living together and started cooking food. And it was a little bit of a kind of setting up. So first, I would say all of the human race was nowhere. Where were they? Where were they? They were nowhere. Did you have breakfast today? Yes. So where were the human beings? They were nowhere. And from nowhere, that design element brought them to live in small civilizations, cook food, socialize, and they got from nowhere to somewhere. Where did they come? Somewhere. So when they came somewhere, the design element was working even faster because they were eating cooked food, they were wearing clothes, they were socializing, they were exchanging ideas. I don't know what language was that, but from nowhere they came to somewhere, and one element actually got them to invite a wheel, which was man-made, and then they wanted to be from somewhere, they wanted to be everywhere. Where they wanted to be? From nowhere to and somewhere to. So it became so active in the design brain that they had that they actually started, moving around so fast, and it became so vibrant that they also had wings eventually. And they wanted to have breakfast in one city, lunch in another city, dinner in another city. They meet different people. They do 40 meetings like Tom does. And they would always be busy. And as they were busy, they wanted to go from nowhere to somewhere, somewhere to everywhere. And they were literally everywhere. And when they were everywhere, they all realize that the design has taken a very different turn. And the design has worked in the multiple forms so much that they found themselves that while they were everywhere, they realized that they are elsewhere. Where are they? Like those two girls right there in the center. We all are here, but they are elsewhere. You got a WhatsApp, you are elsewhere. You are physically present in your classroom, but you are elsewhere. You are in your drawing room, but everybody is elsewhere. So from nowhere to somewhere, and somewhere to, and from everywhere to. So now, in this era, that you are actually going to do communication design, you're going to do fashion design, you want to look good, okay? I am a shapeless person, but I would like to look good, right? You're smart guys, you're fit. You have to look good, so all your fashion design guys are going to help you to look good. But if you don't communicate, that visual communication is not enough. You need to communicate in various different ways. And those ways of communication are extremely important in the world where you have existence of a physical world and a digital world. We call it a virtual world. And you are living in an era where you are a different personality in the physical world and you are a different personality in a virtual world. Many times, the design has taken you elsewhere, and it has taken you so far in elsewhere that you're not able to reconnect to the physical world. Now, as a student of communication design, as a student of fashion design, of course, I think these are the two very strong, design verticals under which you can actually make a career and you can make a difference to the world. You have to really have a responsibility of getting people from elsewhere to now here. Where? Elsewhere to? So from the story is from nowhere to now here, okay? The story is? But it takes you from nowhere to somewhere. From somewhere to? From everywhere to? So people are elsewhere right now, and the job of the design people today is to get them now here, and it's a big responsibility. So how do you actually do this is out of the box thinking. You need to look at things with very different angles. I'll give you another small story. I was a CEO of a studio. I would not name the studio. My MD used to stay in the US, and he was from the software industry. And my chairman also was from the software industry. They had spent about 25 years in the software industry, and I spent probably 20, 21 years that time into advertising and the product design industry and the communication advertising design. So when I got into animation, one day I was in the city of Bangalore, and our studio was like 40 kilometers from the airport that time. And my MD had come from US, and I was driving my car, and he was sitting next to me, and I picked him up from the airport. And we were going to the studio. As we were going to the studio, it was a long journey of about 1 hour, 25 minutes. So somewhere after 20 minutes, I got a call, and one of the leadership team guys was telling me, "Sir, our creative director and our technical director are fighting." So I said, you call the other leadership team and separate them and keep them in two different rooms. Sometime later, we were on another signal. I got another call, this time from the HR person, and said, "Sir, they are fighting, they are holding each other's collars, and all studio have gathered in one place." I said, "If you want, you take a help of the security, but please, separate them. I'm coming, I'm on the way." Then I had a third call, and this time they said that they are beating each other, and it's a crazy situation. And my MD was listening to all this conversation sitting next to me. And then he said, "Ashish, what's happening in the studio? I've been into software industry, it never happens like this, it looks to me, it's quite crazy, and we used to always have, a lot of differences because they're all engineers and they all used to think, they're the best and they're the creative guys, and they never realize that the creativity is something very different. And I used to always tell them that this is not how you do it, this is, a different kind of an industry. And then I finally, told my CFO to intervene and go and make sure that they're there, I'm coming with the MD. And we finally reached the studio. And my MD said that, I want to see what's the issue and how you resolve this issue. And then he said that he refused to go to his cabin, and he said, I'll sit in your cabin and see. So he was sitting on a sofa, and first I said that, why don't you bring the technical director in. The technical director came in and he said, Ashish, these guys are very crazy. They don't even know. They keep the caps lock on and they say computer is not working. They can't even save their work. They are useless guys. All the blame comes on us and all this thing. I said, you are right. And you need to help them because we are in the creative industry, you are in the technology industry. We need to work together, but you are right. And I sent him. I pacified him and sent him. Then came the creative director and he said that, Ashish, I've studied in different parts of the world. I've come here as a director, creative director, and all these creative guys, we have a studio of 800 people. These technical guys are hardly around 11 or 12 people, but they are making our life miserable. They don't want to cooperate with us. And I said, yes, you are right. But, today the output is on digital and we have to work together. And we need to understand that we need to also train our guys to handle technology, although they are creative, but we need to work together. And I said, you are right, but we will, we need to carry forward the work. So he went, and then my MD was watching this, and he said, Ashish, this is something drastically wrong. It's not done like this. Yes, the first guy came and you said, you are right. The second guy came, you said, you are right. And I had to tell my MD that, sir, you are also right. Because the creative industry and the design industry works like this. Because everybody is right. But the responsibility of a creative person is to see what is right in the present context for anybody and everybody who's going to be the stakeholder of your product or service or your idea. And you might change it later on because what was right in 56 as an education policy, where we had English, maths, botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, history, geography, civics, economics as a priority. Today our priority is different. We need a level playing field for science, commerce, for creative arts, performing arts, design, sports and earth sciences, along with science and commerce. And I think that's where we are going to make a difference. And in 2005, I wrote a white paper for Government of India. We had only one NIT. And I wrote that we need a center of excellence for animation, gaming, visual effects, comics, but we require 40 design schools. And the government called me for the meeting, and then finally NIT had 5 more design schools which are still getting established. And of course they are working in some way, but they are actually getting established in a bigger way. I didn't know that time that the private university will open up, the university law would open up in 2009, 10, 11 was a path-breaking year for us. 2020 was a path-breaking year for us. We had a state private universities. And then there was the arrival of ISDC and the whole team. And today we have 37 institutions in India teaching design. And I am very happy that today we have one more name getting added and it becoming 38. And I was talking to Varunan because I'm talking to another 17 to start design, and Varunan said that we are also talking to another 4. I think it's going to be really good because we need design as an integral part. Whether you are a doctor or an engineer, you need to be still creative. The creative doesn't mean by the virtue of the dictionary meaning, if you try to understand creativity, it doesn't mean artistic creativity alone. It's about way you do things, way you understand things, way you have a bird's eye view and you take a call and you actually design processes and systems. So I think one of the finest responsibilities that ever can be handed over to young professionals. Of course, medical, engineering, commerce, everything is fine, but one of the things that is going to impact the lives of many people, whether it's an accounting design, whether it's a product design, whether it's fashion design, whether it's an animation storytelling design, whether it's a policy design, is going to impact people. And you guys are here to create an impact. So I would like to wish you all the very best and make sure that you not only look into this as a degree, but you look at this as an understanding, because there's a difference between getting a degree or getting trained and getting educated. So you need to educate yourself, you need to understand the subject and make sure that you are true to this subject every point in time and every single day in life. And you create processes and systems and products for people who are going to really enjoy it and make sure that the world would recognize it. I'm fascinated by the whole fashion that India has emerged into in the last 3 decades. The wedding fashion, you look at it and I think the Indian youth today is very smart and they really look cool. And Varunan talked about one of the students of design, but overall the fashion design has changed the whole personality of an Indian. And I think you are here to make sure that you make difference to people's life. So please do it carefully and tell the best story of your design to the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Token of our love and appreciation, I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to give a memento to our Chief Guest. Here out our guest of honor, Dr. Tom M. Joseph. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. M. Mentor, Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, the Controller of Examination, Registrar of the University, and my colleagues at ISTC, and dear faculty and friends at Yenepoya, and my dear students. It's always difficult to speak, after listening to the veteran speakers. You're putting me into the difficult shoes, but let me try to draw a context with respect to the launch of today's program, which is all about starting the communication design offerings with Yenepoya deemed to be university. So as a company, we are based out of the United Kingdom, headquartered in the UK, actively promoting British education and skills across the globe. Very active in India for more than a decade now, working with an excess of 270 universities, which includes all the leading private deemed universities, few state universities and one central university, and most of the autonomous colleges in the country, creating very unique undergraduate and postgraduate programs in a variety of subject areas. Yenepoya being one among the first partners, the city of Bangalore, and Bangalore is emotionally connected to us, as we are headquartered in Bangalore in India, and which is the first city we started venture soon after Bangalore, and Yenepoya being one among the first partnerships which we cracked in Bangalore more than 7-8 years back. And it's always a pleasure to extend this partnership by launching new offerings. So you might be wondering why design, why creative education. So listen to the speakers, because I don't need to tell you the depth of design, the depth of industry. It's very coincidence, when we just celebrated our Oscar, the title, just 2 days back. And being the creative economy, the size of the economy is a couple of $1 billion. I don't think we can calculate, or we get the figures in our calculators. But if you take the skill sets, so let me take the cards by Ashish G, which is which was nowhere to somewhere, somewhere to everywhere. And here, let me give you a different context, which is nothing to something and something to everything, which is a creative economy. If you take the skill sets, the skill sets are getting changed. The expectation from industry, the expectation from the business is getting changed day by day. If I take 10 years back, we were expecting students to graduate in commerce with, they prepared balance sheet and P&L account. And someone is coming from the physics of chemistry, even for computer science, we were expecting them to do the coding. Now the skills are, if you take today's education, if I define education now, you don't need to come to the school or university to study something. As long as you have connected with the technology, you have your hand, the iPhone or Android, you can learn anything from anywhere. So let me define education, which is giving opportunity. Which is giving opportunity for what? To practice skill sets. We are not learning skill sets. We are practicing skill sets, new skill sets for the new world. So let me draw a report published by the Forbes. Forbes is one of the leading publishers. It comes with a lot of insights. Which talks about the latest, the skill sets required by the industry or business. It starts with analytical ability, creative thinking, ideation, innovation, ability to detail, and familiarity with the technology, and the kind of eagerness to welcome the new technology and work in a team. There are a couple of skill sets. They come with a report of 10 most required skill sets from a graduate or from a student coming out of the school and college. We never thought about these skill sets anywhere in our education. Have we? We're just preparing for the exam, or we are making students to prepare for the exam, to track some marks, come out with a distinction or a gold medal, whatever it is. So there's a gap existing in the industry, and even go back to the McKinsey Education to Employment report. The gap is all about what exactly the education is producing. I consider education the kind of university as a factory, and whatever we're producing as a graduate, what exactly the industry is expecting. You see a gap. So we are trying to address this gap. So we believe creative education, and India really need great design school for the great business. So what is the importance between the connection between design and the business? Design adds value to business. If you take your iPhone, you can see that designed in California, produced in China, or designed in California, or produced in Taiwan. It might be produced in India very soon. That's the power of design. Take any product, design adds value to the product, adds value to the services. In this context, as a company, we started working with universities to produce good designers, to create good designers by launching design offerings at the university level. And we believe, if I take the story of Bangalore, Bangalore has become the Silicon Valley of India because of the IT boom. How this has happened? Any idea? I can easily compare Bangalore with the California or San Francisco or any other, the Shanghai or Hong Kong or Singapore. Any guess, any thoughts? How come Bangalore has achieved this, this space in the global map? I'm looking for an answer. Yeah. Of course, IT industry. See, 20 years or 30 years back, Bangalore or the Karnataka, the government of Karnataka has come up with a policy of introducing engineering colleges, left and right, with IT and computer science specialization, not just in Karnataka, followed by Karnataka, the other states in Tamil Nadu or even Kerala or in Andhra and Telangana, follow the same strategy of producing the talents. So why the companies are coming to Bangalore, or why the companies are coming to Hyderabad, why the companies are coming to Chennai? The one and only reason is that you get the best and best resources in the cities. This is going to happen in the creative education sector. So we have been speaking to the Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Education Minister and the Minister of IT for the last couple of months. How do we create a state design policy? As a state, Bangalore has no design policy, Karnataka has no state design policy. How do we create a state design policy which create an ecosystem by producing the real talents? As long as you are producing the talents are very much available in the society or in the economy. You don't need to wait for the employees. You see, the US or UK companies, start setting up their design based in Karnataka, or design based in Hyderabad, or design based in Chennai. This is what's happening now. The real challenge is basically the lack of resources in the creative education sector, and we were predominantly training our students to become engineers or become the medical doctors, or we can chartered accountants. We've never taken design as a very serious profession so far. The glamour was not there. In a very layman's language, it was not a very glamorous course. We used to say, they go for, someone is joining for a design course. We say, they join for a multimedia, which is kind of I should say, a kind of pizza. You study, you eat everything, right? Yeah. So the kind of the focus design school was the real shortage in the state of Karnataka. Even that is a shortage not just in Karnataka, in other states. That's why we have created, we started lobbying with the government, talking to the government, and the necessity of having a state design policy. And we created this and create awareness. See, when you go to the your parents, ask for 4 or 5 lakhs for a year for a design course. This is what the premium design school charges. I think it is a bit more expensive than normal medicine course for a 5 years. As if you are not paying, the capitalization and donation. This is the normal fee for a normal premium design school charges. If you got your parent or father and mother ask for 5 lakhs for a course per year for a design course, I'm absolutely clear they are reluctant. They will be reluctant. So we thought of creating this awareness in the society, the power of design and the future of design. How can the careers can be created or career can be built in the design and creative education spectrum. This is how we created the Bangalore Design Festival, and that is all about popularizing design and connecting design with the local community. When I say local community, identifying the best design restaurants, the best design shops, best design textiles, even how do we connect, whether it was rightly addressing. Design is all about solving problem or giving solutions. So we thought of familiarizing or popularizing the role of design in our business, of course, not just in business, in our day-to-day life as well. The Bangalore Design Festival has become the world's largest design festival with a footprint of 500,000 people, 500,000 with a combination of students and including the local layman visited different installations, and they understood the power of design. Even government has come up with a new policy of announcing a Bangalore Design District, which is all about, if you're in Bangalore, you have seen the electronic city or IT field. You see a large number of IT companies on the same street. Similarly, we are envisaging companies setting up the design base in the same city, the same place, with a common identity. There's something similar in Dubai, we call it the D3, Dubai Design District. So Bangalore Design District is coming with a 70,000 job opportunities. That's a kind of job opportunities the Bangalore Design District is proposing to have, and we need real talents from the schools and colleges. That's the policy of the government. Even the animation, visual effects, graphic design and comics, the VGC sector has come with their own policy. Of course, it is aligning with the state design policy, which is all about not just inviting the employers, hey, come and set up a base in Bangalore or come and set up a base in Bangalore. And I see, no, we are no more building regional businesses. We are building business which can go global. And you see the base of Infosys in Bangalore. There are a couple of IT companies that are based in Bangalore. And as long as the technology is connected, the location doesn't matter for creative industry. The location doesn't matter for the software industry. the location doesn't matter for design industry. So we have been proudly talking about Make in India. I think the production economy, the design economy can contribute much more than the production economy. We should concentrate try to create a design economy, which is basically design in India and make in India, which has to be the tagline. The government has to take it forward, and we have been successful by talking to the governments, not just in Karnataka, even with the government in Kerala and Tamil Nadu as well. The good thing is that the chief ministers are taking the lead for introducing the design thinking as a part of curriculum. Forget about, you don't want to end up in design education or design career or creative career. Still, design thinking can be a part of your whatever professions you are taking it. So in the school level itself, from the 5th standard onwards, both 3 state governments are adopting design thinking as a part of the curriculum. This is the future prospect. And of course, Bangalore, we found a vacuum in the market. There's no proper design school. Of course, we found the so-called multimedia shops, but there's no proper design schools in the city. And we identified that there's a need of a design school in the market, and Yenepoya is the right partner. And we are enjoying the partnership with Yenepoya. It started a couple of years back. It is growing on day-to-day basis with multiple avenues, multiple opportunities. And see, you need a right partner. See, as a company, we believe in partnership working. For you can see, thousands of universities in the country, 1,100 universities in the country, and 37,000 colleges. And what is the role of a company like us? Why do we need a private education company? The role is very, very simple. Of course, we act as an enabler, and universities are multidisciplinary. They are focusing on medicine, they are focusing on healthcare, they are focusing on nursing, they are focusing on engineering. But we bring that, the enabling factor, which can, take them to the new domains and new areas and accelerate that growth to build the future potential talent. This is what we are expecting from this partnership. And let me thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, and of course, along with the Vice Chancellor, the leadership team, and from the Chancellor, Board Chancellor, and the Chancellor's office, and of course the leaders from the Registrar, and the principal from the college, and the course coordinator, the entire fraternity. See, it's not about just taking the program and launching it. We should take to the next level. See, that's what we believe. Launching is a one-day exercise. We bring all the students in a single auditorium, and we do some flash photograph, and we do some flash PR. But end of the day, the program has to be sustainable, and we have to be, we have to be active and proactive in this field for years and years to come. This is what ISDC believes, and Yenepoya is being the right partner for us. And thank you so much again for giving this opportunity for us to expand our partnership with Yenepoya. And of course, young students, and I think you might be doing something else, of course, and you can take this brochures and leaflets and spread this news. And there's no point of going out of Bangalore and search for a design school. You have all the offerings at international level here, being offered at your own place, at your own university. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best.
All of you. Respected dignitaries of Dais, Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, Dr. Tom Joseph, Dr. Savita, Dr. Varun Balasubramaniam, and my dear statutory officers of the university, principals of the constituent colleges, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, when people are talking about creative, etc., I was thinking I am the last person to be creative. Is it not so? If I have to give a pass, you have to pass. I cannot be creative and pass a person who is failed. Correct? The only purpose of my becoming a VC is only one. Somebody told me, what is your role being a Vice Chancellor? Either I give a pass to the students or give post to the camera. These are the only two things I have been doing, I said. Then why are you here? They asked me. I said, I am not here as a VC at all. That is the fact of life. That gives only some power and position and post. But the remaining things come basically based on what you are capable of and what your skill sets are. I am a surgeon and I am cancer surgeon of now 40 years. They gave me a job to do cancer surgery, so I came. That my VC is only incidental. Somebody was asking why you are sitting as a VC here. I am really worried what is going to happen to our education policies, whatever we are creating. It is rather skewed. I don't know how much people will understand if I go into the depth of it. Simple thing I'll tell you. They created so many engineering colleges, now they are closing down. They created so many dental colleges, they are closing down. And now they will close down medical colleges also, soon. Before that I believe anyway. See, the 1 lakh is the MBBS students coming out every year, 1 lakh. Where do they go for job after a few years, I don't know. Because the WHO has said that 8 lakh is the deficiency of doctors in this country. And so, technically or arithmetically, it will be in 8 years, we should be able to fill that numbers. Right? After 8 years, where will that 1 lakh MBBS doctors go for employability? I don't know. That is why I knew this is going to happen, and I told my daughter never ever take medicine. That's what she did. For a change, she accepted what I said. Usually the doctors don't accept the parents. The coming to our the skill sets part of it. No? I don't know how many of you have already attended, probably will attend tomorrow, interview for employability. When I sit on that side, this side of to choose, everybody is having the degree which is eligible to be making them sit in front of me. We call it as obstacle point. So the degree has got no meaning. Because of the degree only they have come inside the interview room. But getting selected, the degree is not enough. And to everybody is giving a story, so I have to give a story. Everybody is. Then they will not accept that I also know stories. And when you don't know the subject, you will store stories. That's what I am going to do. Long back, maybe about 25 years back, an advertisement has come from, if I am correct me what I am going to tell you, from Infosys, asking for the engineers to come. They wrote in bold letters, Karnataka graduates should not apply. Do you know this? This has happened. 25 years ago, they wrote in the advertisement saying, Karnataka graduates need not apply. There is a big furor. Then the question raised by people, and then the industry said, they are all graduates, they are all first class holders, distinction holders, with no skill sets ready for the industry. We want skill sets for the industry, we don't want the degrees. Then I have to feel bad because I am only giving degrees here, right? So that is where the role of the higher education institutions start changing. It is not just mere degrees and qualifications, but the skill sets ready for the industry to be employable. But I will go one step ahead. You should not be employed like me. See, even at the age of 65, I am employed. You all should become entrepreneurs. You should become employers. You should give job when I get retired and come to you. So that is what your aim should be, and not just become employee. This is what even our past president, Sri Abdul Kalam said. Dream not to become a clerk, dream to become an entrepreneur. Many people didn't understand what he said when he said that. What he meant was it's a colonial thinking that we get degrees to become an employee somewhere, maybe a clerk, maybe something else. But the skill sets, if you have got something more, whether you become an entrepreneur or an employer, but at least you know what skill set you have got and you have to take the lead in that direction. So my mother never allowed me to take sports, but you know, not like my daughter. I refused to obey. That's why I became a doctor. She wanted me to take engineering. I said, no, I want to be a doctor. She said, don't go to sports. I went to the sports. That's why I became a VC. The curriculum will not help you to teach you to become a leader. Curriculum will help you only to learn the subject. What you are going to learn from the society, from talking to each other, from your peers, from your whoever you are, that helps you to mold you to become what you are. Definitely not the degree. I give on one side degree, on the other side I'm talking against degree. Because you would have a balance. Degree, again I'm telling, I said it earlier, now I'm telling, it's only to cross an obstacle point. When an advertisement comes, graduates apply. So you apply. But it is not going to give you the employment. Please remember that, gentlemen and ladies. Please remember this. So the skill sets you have to develop. Back in Bangalore, I'm from Bangalore. So from Bangalore if you go, all the students will do parallelly something or the other. Not just their degree. They will be coming out, something else they will be doing. But good that NEP 2020 is talking about twinning the degree, double degrees, etc., etc. But this was already going on by the students in Bangalore long ago. Now I think it is only being sanctified by the government and the governmental agencies. Coming to the so-called communication, I was just thinking, communication, I don't think you people, anybody can communicate with each other but for your handheld device. Am I right? I mean mobile. If you don't have a mobile, I don't think you know how to communicate. Can you? Yes or no, what is that? I am not doing it. You can't. Because you are used to that so much with technology, you have forgotten how to communicate without technology. I am not cursing technology, but you will learn the basics are being lost, how to communicate. Unless you communicate one-to-one, you will not understand how to communicate at all. It's a hands-on learning, is it not so? It is an experiential learning if you ask me. So unless you are able to do such things, we will not be able to accept it. How do we do that? Then I take to the next level. We always talk as teachers and educators, or call by any name academicians, the theory of ask. Do you know what is ask? ASK? Anyway, good you don't know, so I can tell anything. So the attitude, skill and knowledge is what is called as ask. Knowledge comes lost according to that. The knowledge is only thing what we are imparting during our programs. 100 programs we are running in our university, coming with degrees starting from bachelor's to PhD, in between so many professional colleges. But most of the time, they are taught only about the knowledge. The next thing would be the skill. That is what I am repeatedly talking from the beginning, how the skill sets are important, but we have to do. Many people spoke also. The third most important component is the attitude. Unless you have an attitude to learn the skill and the knowledge, however much we keep on talking in the mic or otherwise and give an opportunity, you are not going to be using it. You must have the right attitude to accept what we are talking, and you must have the right attitude to absorb and move forward. Otherwise, it is going to be a problem. That is where the attitude has been kept first, and the skill sets and the knowledge come next. So what we are going to now offer with the help of ISDC is only like us throwing the seed. You are the soil. You have to take it and you have to grow over it. So unless you are ready, whatever we do is going to be a waste, and that is why I am trying to talk about the right attitude. You develop the attitude, you should know what you want in life, what passion you have, what you want. Everybody will say money, but unfortunately money is only a basic necessity, as I said, obstacle point. Everybody requires money. Over and above that money, what you want is what you have to ask yourself and what you are passionate about it, and take that passion and move forward. It's not all the people who are successful are not degree holders at all. I can keep on telling people, including starting from Steve Jobs to anybody, including our Sachin Tendulkar. Right? If only they are stuck to their colleges, probably they would not have got Bharat Ratna. I have never got Bharat Ratna, however much I have stuck to my education. So you follow your passion, you follow what you want, ask yourself the right time to introspect and ask yourself what you want and do what is right for you. Then you will become a successful person. Not what employment comes, etc., etc. You will not be happy at all. After all, success, many people measure many ways. But there is something called gap theory. What you want and what you are, that's the gap. If the gap is small, you are happy. If the gap is big, you are not happy. So don't allow the gap to be bigger. Go behind what you want to, and I am sure you will get it. And we are here today inaugurating this sort of courses. Tomorrow something else we are inaugurating. All these are skill sets based and employment based. I am sure you will understand this and go ahead with what you do. I thank everybody for having come here. I thank the people who are organized. Thank you.
The reward of a thing well done is having done it. However, we would be falling short of our duty if we do not recognize a thing well done and encourage it. May I now request Dr. Savita to deliver the word of thanks.
Gratitude is one of the simplest and most powerful things humans can do for each other. A very good afternoon to you all. I, Dr. Savita Suvarna, Professor, on behalf of Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, would like to express. I would like to take a moment to thank and appreciate our management for organizing, for introducing and supporting the new venture into our institution. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Yenepoya Deemed to be University Delakate, Dr. M. Vijay Kumar. Sir, your presence is a matter of joy and pride. On behalf of everyone, I offer my sincere gratitude to you, sir. In his absence, I deem it my great pleasure to appreciate and be grateful to Dr. B.A. Shripati Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor, Yenepoya Deemed to be University Delakate. I would like to thank the chief guest of today's occasion, Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, Chairman, FICCI Mumbai. Thank you, sir, for being with us today. Your presence has added meaning to the launch program and your address has marked an auspicious beginning. My sincere thanks goes to today's guest of honor, Dr. Gangadhar Somiyaji KS, Registrar, Yenepoya Deemed to be University, Delakate, and also Dr. Tom and Joseph, Executive Director, Strategy and Development ISDC UK. Your presence is of great honor to us and we remain grateful for your time, sir. Our gratitude to Mr. Varunan Balasubramanian, Project Head ISDC India. Sir, your wonderful introductions to the course has helped everyone here to better acquaint, and we look forward to run the course in the best manner possible. It's my great joy to appreciate the presence of Dr. B.T. Nandish, Controller of Examination, Mr. Abdul Mohsen Bey, Finance Officer in his absence. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this with your esteemed presence. Dr. Arun Bhagavat, Principal and Dean, Faculty of Science, YASI, who is a source of inspiration for all of us. We are very grateful for your guidance and for being particular in all our endeavors. Sir, on behalf of everyone, I extend my warmest gratitude to you. We have our Vice Principal, Dr. Sharina P., Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Dr. Jeevan Raj, Vice Principal, and Dr. Narayan Sukumar. My heartfelt thanks to all of you for your constant support. I also would like to thank Dr. Sakina Nasser, HOD, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. Ma'am, I wholeheartedly appreciate your guidance, dedication and support. Thank you so much for being there always. I extend my sincere gratitude to ISDC team, especially Mrs. Josna Vishnu, Operational Manager, and Mrs. Nanda Devi, Manager, Business Relationship, ISDC Mangalore as well as Udupi, for supporting and organizing this event successfully. I would like to thank our marketing head, Dr. Nagaraj Sheth, in his absence, Mrs. Shirley ma'am, and our PRO, Mrs. Shabita, for their support in organizing this event fruitfully. I extend my sincere gratitude to all the HODs and faculty members, student volunteers of various departments of YASIN and Yenepoya University who participated in the program and made it successful.